Business 101 is brought to you by
We give you the support you need to realize your big dreams. Our experienced business bankers stand behind you every step of the way. NCB, your business banking partner.
Reach Academy in St. Andrew is only 3 months old, but already is offering a learning experience that fuses traditional and modern teaching techniques.
We try to approach language arts and mathematics in a more of a holistic approach versus a rote approach. We try to teach the kids the different steps and make sure they have the foundation and the scaffolding for them, so that while they progress, it's a natural progression for them. It's not something that is a difficult task, it's more of a natural, innate behavior.
In developing the curriculum, the directors opted to mix aspects of various international curricula while ensuring they adhered to guidelines provided by the Ministry of Education.
What we did is we looked at what we wanted. We knew we wanted the children to do more critical thinking skills. We wanted to develop them in a more of a higher order way, learning through doing and applying versus just knowing and writing it down. So what we did is that we looked at all the different curriculums. We looked at the British curriculum, the American and the Jamaican, and we loved aspects of all. So we utilized the curriculum in Jamaica as a guideline and utilized everything with social studies because we wanted our roots to be Jamaican. So we utilized fully, social studies is a fully Jamaican curriculum, but everything else, math, language, citizenship, all of our specials such as music, Spanish, art, PE, they're all utilized either with the American standards or the British standards.
But that's just part of what it takes to operate and start an educational institution.
At the end of the day, we have to remember that a school is still a business. So just like any other operation going on in Jamaica, it still has to meet those requirements of a business. We have to be careful not to get lost in the fact that it's a school, the curriculum, those daily activities of a school, and make sure our business module still is up to par, is meeting the requirements that are laid out by the government of Jamaica, and also to ensure that we meet our financial obligations, because without meeting those obligations, then there will be no school.
Like starting any other business venture, funding had to be sought from multiple sources.
We had to find financing from different institutions, both banking and private financing, and the reality is we have to finance all of our expenses. While we have to meet certain government requirements, because we are a school, so you have to be registered with the Ministry of Education, there are certain requirements that you have to meet in terms of operating and running a school facility. We are a private institution, so they do not provide us with any funding. So everything has to be met by the school fees that we take in on a term basis.
He dismissed suggestions that financial institutions may be less likely to provide loans to start a school.
I think if you present a promising proposal, I think if you project yourself as a potentially successful institution, the reality, we're still a business. We are still going to be successful. So that should not change the fact that we're a school as opposed to another form of operation. Financial institutions, I think, are always ready to get on board with any project that shows promise. The reality is, though, that you're faced with the enthusiasm at the beginning, and then you have to, like every other business operation, go through the red tape, the documentation, the different, accounting procedures that you have to show to them, your different portfolios that you have to explain to them, projections, how you see yourself in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, things like that.
Sean Williams advises that one should plan carefully and, where possible, implement the plan in stages.
We had to identify our startup costs, what those were, and the reality is it is very difficult to identify every single cost that you will incur in a business. When you're doing things like construction in the starting up of a school, you can't identify everything that you're going to incur with a construction site. Many persons who are in construction will realize, if you remodel your home, you'll realize that. So we, along the way, encountered a couple of hiccups in terms of identifying, what might not have necessarily been on the books for us, but you make adjustments for that. So maybe you do things in stages. You identify your projects. Maybe I'll start here, move forward to phase 2 here, and continue as we go along. Currently, right now, we have certain projects that are not complete at this school, but we have plans for that. We have a timeline, of when those projects will be complete. These are things you have to put in place from day one, or you'll get lost in the fray of things and lose focus as to what your actual ideal is for this end project. So, you know, we strategized, we spoke to each other, what was the essentials for the school to actually open. You need textbooks from day one. You need to have your teachers, amazing teachers, in line. You need certain, you know, technological devices in place. We use iPads in the classroom. So we ensure that those were the necessary items, along with others that were needed for day one operations.
Reed Academy employs 10 teachers plus additional staff and currently has 50 students enrolled. With proper financial planning, the directors envision expansion in the not-so-far future.
Business 101 is brought to you by
We give you the support you need to realize your big dreams. Our experienced business bankers stand behind you every step of the way. NCB, your business banking partner.